Happy Friday. I'm Tristan Winder here in the NewsTube Alert Center with the Morning Pulse here on this, what is it now? April 10th already? My goodness. Where is time going? Before you know it, May will be here and we'll be into those coveted summer months. We begin today with David Briggs, the co-founder of Sustainable Beef LLC in North Platte, being recognized this week by the Nebraska Hall of Agriculture Achievement during its annual banquet. Briggs was among a dozen new members inducted this year. Briggs also is the president and CEO of Western Cooperative and Alliance. He has led West Coast since 2000, growing the cooperative into a diversified organization serving producers across western Nebraska and eastern Wyoming. Under his leadership, the company expanded to 17 locations and more than 200 employees. As CEO of Sustainable Beef, Briggs has helped guide in the development of the $400 million beef processing facility in North Platte that began operations in 2025. The project represents one of the most significant recent investments in Nebraska's beef industry, strengthening market access and opportunities for producers across the region. The Hall of Agriculture Achievement honors Nebraskans for significant contributions to agriculture and agriculture-related industries as well. Congratulations to Mr. Briggs. Farmers and ranchers impacted by wildfires met in Brady last night to learn more about recovery resources and disaster assistance programs available to them. Topics discussed included support for livestock and forage losses, help with raising and rising feed costs, and programs designed to restore grazing land and rebuild pastures. Experts also provided technical assistance on range recovery, soil health, and long-term land management following wildfire damage. Extension services were on hand as well with additional resources, while also highlighting the importance of mental and emotional well-being during the recovery process.
Yeah, I think the two biggest things we've heard in this area are fence and water structures. So we saw some very interesting things with our water wells and the solar wells. Maybe we don't have to dig a new well, but we've got to make some repairs to be able to use that water this summer. We're definitely seeing a need to move some of those down trees and get new fence in. I mean, that becomes a safety issue. We have cows on the roads, so we've got some emergency provisions in place, and that's why you can start fencing. But those have been two big ones. The biggest need is obviously wanting to keep these cows and all of our livestock here in Nebraska.
Officials encourage producers affected by wildfires to reach out to their local USDA service center for more information and to begin the recovery process as well. During the recent Cottonwood fire, the Lincoln County Sheriff's Office brought in a different kind of support for first responders with Crisis Canine Jax. Corporal Cesar Trevino with the Lincoln County Sheriff's Office says the Jax was used around fire camp, giving crews a chance to decompress after long shifts on the fire line.
They just immediately bend down, start petting him. He really enjoys it. I was kind of giving him some grief because when we had Crisis Canine Henry out there, a gal walked in, she saw Henry and she's like, "Oh my goodness!" And Jax cut Henry off immediately, walked right over to her. So I think he's used to being the center of attention a little bit.
And you can find our full story with Lincoln County Crisis Canine Jax on the free News 2 app on Roku.
Well, hi everybody. Good morning to meteorologist Travis Klineski. It is Friday, April 10th. It's for the most part a quiet morning. We've had a couple of spotty showers out there and even some light sleet or snow in a few spots as well. So let's dive into our futurecast, which is obviously doing a not so good job as it sometimes tends to do here. Futurecast is showing not much moisture here, but we do have a little bit of rain right in here around Phillips and Smith County, Kansas as of the time of this recording. But there are also several areas where there is snow showing up on radar. Most of it's not even making it to the ground there, but we're getting some little spotty areas of light snow or sleet this morning. I don't think it's going to be a big issue, but again, the vast majority of us will stay dry today. Best chances of moisture will be across the south today. Somewhat breezy northeasterly winds turning more easterly with time, and in fact out west, more of a southeasterly wind later on today. You can kind of see this rotation right here. And the winds will be lighter the closer you get to high pressure up here in eastern South Dakota. So lighter winds up here, breezier farther away from it here for today. Again, notice most of the showers isolated thunderstorms across northern Kansas, far southern Nebraska today. Tonight, we're going to see that return to more of a southerly wind late tonight and into tomorrow morning. We'll start to get some low-level moisture building northward. Rain chances, well, clouds will fill in first, but then rain chances will start to pick up. Rain and isolated thunderstorms. This particular model is really, really hesitant, though, on bringing too much rain to our area. So scattered showers and isolated thunderstorms, but chances will be greater to the east and southeast, lower the farther west that you go, unfortunately. Those south winds tomorrow are going to pick up. It's going to be a fairly windy day, gusts up maybe at times over 35 miles per hour. That is going to warm things up. It's also going to bring in those higher dew points, some more low-level moisture. Now, again, Futurecast here is really not too aggressive with the rain and thunderstorm chances for Saturday. I'll show it one more time. I'll back it up and show one more time what I'm talking about here. Starting tomorrow morning. This is an area where this is the time frame where I think we actually have the best chances of rain and thunderstorms, but our Futurecast model, which doesn't always do the best job, is really not aggressive with it. Some models are still pretty aggressive, others are not. We're going to talk more about those other models in just a bit. We'll keep a chance going into Saturday night and Sunday morning. And again, it's going to be spotty, hit or miss. Some places get some nice rain, others miss out completely. But in general, the trend is that we will see better chances the farther east and southeast that you go. This will linger into Sunday morning, but I think a lot of us will be dry as we get into your Sunday. And we're going to see some heat build in. It's going to get hot into the 80s on Sunday, excuse me. All right, I'm going to skip ahead to a couple of long-range forecast models. Here's the NAM, the North American model first. The NAM is not a long-range model. It's a short-term model here. This one only goes out 3 days. Notice how much more aggressive the North American model is here with tonight and into tomorrow. But again, it's better chances to the east, lower chances to the west. And then I think we'll still see a chance on Sunday, but it's a low chance there late Saturday night to Sunday. Chances are probably greatest off to our east on Sunday. And then Sunday night and Monday, I just don't see much. Unfortunately for our area, at that time frame, I think we're mostly dry Sunday through Monday. Now let's go to the European model. Today, most of it's going to be to our south. Most of us will miss out. But then tonight, here comes some of that low-level moisture, or we see some chances, focused mostly to the southeast. Those chances on Saturday. The European model is really backing off on those rain and thunderstorm chances here and focus more to the southeast than they are to the northwest. We'll keep a chance Saturday night, Sunday morning, but I think the better chances shift away from us here. Beyond that, I've also kept those chances lower going into next week here. Tuesday, Wednesday. Notice how little the chances are, how low the chances are from the European model now. So unfortunately, we could continue to miss out on good moisture here. This is why I'm being a very big pessimist on these chances of moisture in the days ahead. More chances, there's next weekend, so we're getting pretty far out in time there. Obviously, those long-range models not doing a good job because they haven't been doing a good job this week. What once looked like promising rain chances don't look so promising now. Let's look at the GFS model. This one is still a little more aggressive. Here is today. Now tonight, again, here comes that low-level moisture tonight and into tomorrow. Notice it does have more of a widespread chance. Although western areas, again, your chances just don't look great, unfortunately. If you get anything, it's probably going to be Saturday night coming in out of the western part of the state there. Eastern Nebraska, much better chances. Then Sunday, I think most of Sunday night and Monday are dry. Our chances remain low. And then as we get into next week, it's mostly eastern Nebraska with the chance. I think I've significantly dropped these chances for Tuesday and Wednesday. Maybe later in the week, we'll see how things play out down the road. But that's so far out yet, I can't get too excited yet about anything for moisture down the road into further parts of next week. Now, that said, the Climate Prediction Center, when it comes to precipitation going down the road into next Thursday, Friday, and beyond, they still do technically have us in the near to above average category when it comes to precipitation, but that doesn't give me much hope. As for temperatures, they do think it's still going to be above average temperature-wise going into the 17th through the 23rd of April. Well, let's go back to the severe weather threats here. And again, while I do think actually we're going to go to rainfall first here. This is the GFS model. This is one of the higher, more aggressive models, but I wouldn't focus too much on the numbers. Focus on the colors. And again, this just tells us, again, Higher focus for better rain chances and a little bit more, maybe upwards of a half inch or more between now and Sunday morning, is going to be over eastern and southeast Nebraska. But a lot of us are really going to miss out. Unless you get lucky and get underneath a thunderstorm, you're probably going to miss out on any really good moisture. Thunderstorms, severe weather. The Storm Prediction Center, they have highlighted Saturday with a marginal risk for a large part of our area, as there is a low-end chance of a little isolated severe weather. The main threat right now looks to be large hail, a low-end threat of some severe wind gusts, and a very low chance of an isolated tornado over southeast Nebraska and northeast Kansas. Sunday, they're looking at eastern Nebraska, southeast Nebraska. I'm not real optimistic about it, to be honest with you. I am going to show this is, I'm going to have to get into my editor here because this graphic doesn't like to play nice. This is the day 4 through 8 outlook, and I have to pop up each day here, so hang tight here as I get into my editor here, because unfortunately this one doesn't play nice like the other graphics do. So I'm going to take off day 1, 2, and 3 right there, and I'm going to turn off days 5, 6, and 7, and 8. So this is day 4, which is Monday, eastern Nebraska. This is Tuesday, day 5. This is Tuesday, not even though it says Monday at the top of the screen. This is Tuesday. And then this is Wednesday. So there are still chances down the road. And I just wanted to show you, and I know it's not a pretty looking graphic, but I just wanted to show you what those days look like as we get into next week. All right, I'm going to get rid of my keyboard here, and we'll get back to our temperature forecast. Temperatures today. This is probably the coolest day that we see for a week. High temperatures in the 50s. Notice a little cooler to the south and southwest. That's where clouds are going to get a little thicker later on today, so not quite as warm there. But mostly mid to upper 50s, which is slightly below average. Most of us, our average high is in the low to mid 60s this time of the year. Not as cold tonight. This morning we have 20s and 30s. Tonight we're down into the 40s for the most part for overnight lows. Much warmer tomorrow. We get those strong south winds. South winds 15 to 25, almost 30 miles per hour. Gusts that could get up to around 30 to 40 miles per hour tomorrow. So we're going to see high temperatures up into the 70s, even some lower 80s in southwest Nebraska. And then as we look ahead to tomorrow night, a mild night, 40s, 50s, and 60s from west to east, a very mild night. And then Sunday, it's going to be almost hot. Widespread 80s expected on Sunday, another very mild night Sunday night and a Monday morning in the 40s, 50s, and lower 60s. And then Monday, back to the 80s for most of us, another very warm day ahead there. Let's look at the long-range models before we wrap things up. Temperatures topping out again in the 80s with mainly dry weather on Sunday and Monday. It's a 50-50 shot on Saturday right now. That's what I'm going with. I am not holding out much hope, though, but there's still a chance, but I'm not holding out too much hope. Monday, still dry. Tuesday, Wednesday, I'm keeping just small chances of rain in the forecast. And as a result, with these lower chances of rain now, we are trending warmer in the long term. You know, if you recall 2, 3, 4 days ago, earlier in the week when we were talking about next week, we were talking about this big cool down coming after Monday. Not the case anymore here. So looking long range, there may be a cool down at the end of next week. Not going to be too optimistic about it right now in those long-term forecast models, but they are hinting at some moisture towards next Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and that's why they're trending a little bit cooler. But again, we've seen that play out before and not work out to our favor. Let's take a look finally at the North Platte forecast over the next 3 days here. Again, after today's cool weather, we're warming up this weekend. 30% chance of rain and thunderstorms. I just don't know if you're going to get much, unfortunately, here. You're probably not. Your chances are there, but they are very low. Sunday and Monday is mostly dry, slight chances Tuesday and Wednesday. We'll keep the warm weather going through most of next week, and then we'll cool back at the end of next week if we can see those rain chances maybe return to the area. So that is what I have for you all for today. I want to thank you all for watching on this Friday morning. Pray for rain. Let's hopefully you can get a little bit of rain, and if not, we've got hopefully maybe some chances down the road. We'll see. Right now I'm going to be a pessimist, because then if you do end up getting good rain, then you can just say, hey, Travis, you were wrong, and I'm happy you were wrong, instead of the other way around, right? If I want to be wrong the other way around, but I am being a pessimist right now. So anyway, I want to thank you all for watching. I hope you have a wonderful weekend, and I will see you all again on Monday. Take care, and God bless. Bye.